Viewers at home, you are welcome to my presentation on monthly transcript of self-accounting unit and sub-self-accounting unit. If this is your first time of coming across my channel, or if you have not subscribed in the past, please click on the red subscribe button and turn on the notification bell icon so that you will be able to receive a notification message each time I drop a new video. If you are a returning subscriber, I say thank you and God bless you. Monthly transcript. Transcript is the summary of total receipts and payments as posted in the cash book. The summary of total receipts and payments as posted in the cash book is said to be the transcript. I repeat, transcript is the summary of total receipts and payments as posted in the cash book. Transcript is the final account of self-accounting unit or sub-self-accounting unit. The final account of self-accounting unit or sub-self-accounting unit is said to be the transcript. So, what do you mean by self-accounting unit? Self-accounting unit. Self-accounting unit. Self-accounting unit is a ministry or department. The ministry or department that has full control over all its accounting records. The ministry or department that has full control over all its accounting records is said to be the self-accounting unit. As the name implies, self. They have control over the accounting records themselves. By unit we mean department. So the ministry or department that has a full control over all their accounting records. Examples of self-accounting units. Examples of self-accounting units. We mean the examples of the ministry or department that have full control over all their accounting records. Number one, we have the Ministry of Education. Ministry of Education. Ministry of Education. Number two, we have Ministry of Works. Ministry of Works. Number three, we have Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance. Number four, we have Office of the Auditor General for the Federation. Office of the Auditor General for the Federation. So we use for Auditor General. Office of the Auditor General for the Federation. If it is Accountant General, so this will be of, so it will be the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation. But for Auditor General, we used to have Auditor General for the Federation. Now, these are the examples of self-accounting units. So I want to examine the conditions. Conditions for a ministry to be self-accounting units. Condition or conditions for a ministry to be self-accounting units. Conditions for a ministry to be self accounting unit. Don't forget, we have said earlier that a self-accounting unit, we said, is a ministry or department that has full control over all their accounting records. So before a ministry can be allowed to have a full control over all the accounting records, there must be qualified personnel present of qualified personnel. They must have qualified personnel. Number 2, they must have adequate and functioning internal control system. Present of adequate and functioning internal control system. They must have adequate and functioning internal control system. Then, present or functioning internal audit department. Present of functioning internal audit department. Present of functioning internal audit department. I've told you that for a ministry to be self-accounting unit, that is to be allowed to have full control over all the accounting records, that ministry must have qualified personnel. They must have qualified personnel. Number 2, they must have adequate and functioning internal control system. They must have adequate and functioning internal control system. Number 3, they must have functioning internal audit department. These are the conditions for a ministry to be self-accounting unit. Types of transcript. Types of transcript. Types of transcript. Number 1, we have the main transcript. Main transcript. Main transcript. This can also be called cash transcript. Main transcript can also be called cash transcript. This is the transcript. Main transcript is the transcript prepared by the self-accounting units submitted to the Accountant General of the Federation on monthly basis. The transcript prepared by self-accounting unit and submitted to the Accountant General of the Federation on monthly basis is said to be the main transcript. Main transcript can also be called monthly transcript or cash transcript. It is monthly transcript because it will be submitted to the Accountant General of the Federation. I've told you that we use of the Federation for the Accountant General, while we use for the Federation for the Auditor General. Main transcript is submitted or is to be submitted to the Accountant General of the Federation. Accountant General of the Federation on monthly basis. That is why it can be called monthly transcript. So I've told you that it's a transcript prepared by the self-accounting unit, submitted to the Accountant General of the Federation on monthly basis. So remember, we said the transcript, we said it is the final account of self-accounting unit or sub-self-accounting unit. Number 2 is supplementary. Supplementary. supplementary transcript. Supplementary transcript. Supplementary transcript. Supplementary transcript serves as an adjustment to the main transcript. Supplementary transcript serves as an adjustment to the main transcript, prepared in line with the principles of double entry. It is prepared in line with the principles of double entry. It serves as an adjustment to the main transcript. Supplementary serves as an adjustment. It serves as a supplement adjustment to the main transcript. And it is prepared in conformity with the principles of double entry. It is prepared in conformity with the principles of double entry. The third one is subsidiary transcript. Subsidiary transcript. Subsidiary transcript is prepared to complement the main transcript. Subsidiary transcript is prepared to complement the main transcript. Subsidiary transcript is prepared to complement the main transcript, just like the subsidiary books, the books of original entry. You know the uses of journal, that is the uses of subsidiary books. So we do use it to correct errors. So meaning that the subsidiary transcript is used to correct errors or omission in the main transcript. Subsidiary transcript is used to correct errors or omission in the main transcript. Remember, I've told you that it is prepared to complement the main transcript. Procedures for the preparation of transcript. Procedures for the preparation of transcript. Number one, obtain original cash book folio. Obtain the original cash book folios. That is step one. Obtain original cash book folios. So that is, you should check the various vouchers into the cash book. You are going to check. You'll be checking each vouchers. You check it into the cash book. You know we have the receipt vouchers and payment voucher. So you check your receipt voucher against the receipt side of the cash book, and you check the payment voucher against the payment side of the cash book. That is, check the various voucher into the cash book to ensure correctness and proper treatment. Check the various voucher into the cash book to ensure correctness and proper treatment. Number two, step two, pre-listing the voucher. Pre-listing the voucher. Pre-listing the voucher. That is, the vouchers should be sorted into different heads. The voucher should be sorted into different heads and subheads. It should be sorted into different heads and subheads. Heads and subheads. In order to obtain the totals of each classification on daily basis, the vouchers should be sorted into different heads, and subheads in order to obtain the totals of each classification on daily basis. That is step two. Step three, posting into the analysis book. Posting into the analysis book. That is the third step. posting into the analysis book. The totals are then entered into an analysis book with column for each classification extended into the grand total columns for all the transactions. That is, I repeat, I said the totals are then entered into analysis book. The totals from the voucher pre-listed are then entered into an analysis book with columns for each classification extended into the grand total columns for all the transactions. The step 4 is scheduling. Scheduling. That is the 4th step. Scheduling involves the recording of the various vouchers according to the classification. The recording of the various vouchers according to the classifications, which show serial numbers and gross amount. The recording of various vouchers according to the classifications, which show serial numbers and gross amount. That is the step 5. Step 4. Step 5 now. Step 5 is generation of monthly transcript. Generation of monthly transcript. That is step 5. Generation of monthly transcript. That is, you prepare the monthly transcript. The monthly transcript is prepared from the figures in the analysis book. The monthly transcript is prepared from the figure in the analysis book, from the figures in the analysis book and the voucher schedules. The figures in the analysis book in step 3 and the voucher schedule in step 4. So you use those figures to prepare the monthly transcript. Those are the steps or procedures for the preparation of the monthly transcripts. I therefore want to examine the documents that will accompany the transcript. Documents that will accompany the transcript. So what does that mean by that? Remember I've told you that the transcript will be prepared by self-accounting unit or sub-self-accounting unit and be sent to the Accountant General of the Federation on a monthly basis. So by the time you are sending the transcript to the Accountant General, what are the documents you will need to send? What are the documents you will need to send with the transcript to the Accountant General of the Federation? Documents required to accompany the document required to accompany the transcript. That is, those documents that will be sent with the transcript to the Accountant General of the Federation. Number 1 document is certificate of cash and bank balances. Certificate of cash and bank balances. Certificate of cash and bank balances. Number 2, schedule of vouchers pre-listed. When we're examining the procedures, the number 4th procedure is scheduling. So schedule of vouchers pre-listed. So if you look at step 2, we said we should pre-list the voucher. So that's the step 2. The voucher you have pre-listed in step 2. So you will present the schedule of those vouchers. Schedule of vouchers pre-listed. Schedule of vouchers pre-listed. That is step 2. That is the second document. The third document is bank reconciliation statement. Bank reconciliation statement. That is the third document that must be sent with the transcript to the Accountant General of the Federation. The number 4 document is schedule of expenditure. Schedule of expenditure. Schedule of expenditure. Number 5 document is schedule of outstanding vouchers. Schedule of outstanding vouchers. These are the documents that will accompany the transcript. That is, the document that will be sent with the transcript to the Accountant General of the Federation. So, now, the number 1 document is certificate of cash and bank balances. Number 2 is schedule of vouchers pre-listed. Number 3 is the bank reconciliation statement. Number 4 document is schedule of expenditure. And the 5th document is schedule of outstanding vouchers. Then, I'm going to consider the below the line account. Below the line account. Below the line account and above the line account. Below the line account are the accounts created and controlled by the Accountant General of the Federation, of which at the time of preparation of budget, we cannot reasonably ascertain the exact amount of income receivable and expenditure incurable. At the time of the preparation of budget, we cannot reasonably ascertain the exact amount of income receivable and expenditure incurable. That is below the line account. I repeat, below the line account are the accounts created and controlled by the Accountant General of the Federation. Accounts created and controlled by the Accountant General of the Federation, of which at the time of preparation of budget, we cannot reasonably ascertain the exact amount, of which at the time of preparation of the budget, we cannot reasonably ascertain the exact amount of income receivable and expenditure incurable. So expenditure under this account, that is in below the line account, are not budgeted for in the estimates. Below the line account is an account that contains those expenditures that are not budgeted for in the estimate. That is, those expenditures are not budgeted for. The account that contains those expenditures that are not budgeted for in the estimate is called below the line account. Examples of those expenditures that are not budgeted for in the estimates are examples. We have motor vehicle advance, then we have housing loan, we have housing loan, we have touring advance, advance. Touring advance. Then we have spectacle advance. Spectacle advance. Spectacle advance. Then we have salary advance. Salary advance. Salary advance. Number 6, we have correspondence advance. Correspondence advance. Then we also have the deposit. These are the items that will be found in the below the line account. What do you mean by deposit? Deposit are money held on behalf of a third party. Money held on behalf of a third party is said to be the deposit. On the other hand, above the line accounts, above the line accounts, these are the expenditure budgeted for in the estimate. Remember we said below, the expenditure in below the line account are not budgeted for in the estimate, but those ones in above the line accounts are those ones that are budgeted for in the estimate, in which at the time of preparation of budget, when you are preparing the budget, we can reasonably ascertain the exact amount of income receivable and expenditure incurable. Remember we said those one in below the line account, we said at the time of preparation of budget, we cannot reasonably ascertain the exact amount of income receivable and expenditure incurable. But those ones under the above the line account, we can reasonably ascertain the exact amount of income receivable and expenditure incurable. Remember I've told you that above the line account or above the line contain the expenditure budgeted for in the estimates. Examples of items that will be found in the above the line account. Examples, we have personnel cost. Number 2, we have overhead cost. 3, we have taxes receivables, etc. That is above the line account. So, having explained the above the line account, before I take question as work example from the past examination of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, I would like to give you the format for the preparation of the monthly transcript. Now let's have the pro format of the monthly transcript. So pro format. We have Federal Ministry of Education. Let us say you have Federal Ministry of Education. Transcript for the month of December 22x. 22x. So in your transcript, you are going to have a column for head. Then you have another column for subhead. Subhead. A column for head, another column for subhead. Then you have description. Description. Then we have amount. We have subtotal. And total. So now we want to start with revenue. Then you may start with the opening balance. Balance brought forward. Balance brought forward. So then you have your revenue, other revenues. So you have the head, whatever head you have, then the amount, then you have, head. Maybe you have the tied to the description of that revenue. You are going to have the description of the revenue here. Remember, you have head, then the subhead, the description. Let's say AAA. That is the revenue. That is the description. Then the amount. Then another revenue head, the subhead. Let's say that is BBB. Amount. Then when you total it, then you have it here under subtotal. Then you also have another revenue head. Head this, subhead this. Let's have CCC. So you have amount before subtotal. Then you add this subtotal. Then everything you have it here. Then after that you have the below the line revenue. Below the line revenue. Below the line revenue. Then revenue head and the subhead. Let's have that as DDD. So below the line revenue, another revenue head, subhead, let's have it as EEE. So when you sum it up, you have it in subtotal. So remember, this total is what we have transferred here. Then this total, let's have it here. So when you sum up all the total under the total column, you have the total revenue. The total revenue. After total revenue, then you have the expenditure. Expenditure. Your expenditure, the head of the expenditure, the subhead, let's have that as FFF. That is the description of that expenditure. Then amount. So if that is the only expenditure under that head, then you can put it under subtotal as well. Then another head and subhead. Let's have GGG, the amount. Then another head, similar head, subhead, H. So when you total it, then you put it under subtotal, the total of these two. That's what we have here. Then when you add this and this, then you have, sorry, I've left. So then the total is what you have here. Then after this, you have the below the line expenditure. Below the line expenditure. Below the line expenditure. They have head, subhead, I. Then head, subhead, J. So the total is what you have under the subtotal column. Then you now transfer. Since there is nothing here, you are going to put it in under amount. So the total expenditure now, that is this plus this, that will give you the total expenditure. Total expenditure. Total expenditure. The total expenditure now, you now subtract it from the total revenue. You know the total revenue is this. Then you now subtract the total expenditure this from it. Then you have the balance carried down. Balance carried down. So that is the format for the preparation of the monthly transcript. That is the format of the monthly transcript. Now, I therefore want to take question as work example. This question is obtained from the past examination of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Ezikan. Example. The following information extracted from the records of the Federal Ministry of Mines and Power for the month of August 22X. Federal Ministry of Mines and Powers for the month of August 22X. So you have the amount in thousands. Then the first item, you have balance, that is 1. Balance brought forward from July 22X. That means that balance was brought forward from July to August. Balance brought forward from July 22X, and you were given bank 4.5 million, cash 7,200. Both cash and bank were having a debit balance. They were having a debit balance. Then we have 2. Revenue collected during the month. Revenue collected during the month. You have classification, you have description, you have amount. We have head 1 subhead head 8 subhead 1 licenses, and that is 300,000. Head 8 subhead 2 internal revenue, and that is 180,000. Head 9 subhead 1 rent on mineral licenses, that is 18,000. Head 9 subhead 2 royalty on gold, that is 12,000. Head 10 subhead 14 cash received for tenders 42,000. Head 11, subhead 26. Contractors registration 30,000 naira. Head 12, subhead 3. Rent on quarters junior 10,800. Head 14, subhead 4. And head 12, subhead 4. Rent on quarters senior 15,000. Then we have below the line. Head 2001. Salary advance repayment. Salary advance repayment 18,000. Then head 3001. Spectacle advance repayments 6,000 naira. Head 3. Repayments made during the month. We have head 34, subhead 1. We have personnel cost, and that is 1.8 million. Then head 34, subhead 2, local transport and traveling 300,000. Head 34, subhead 3, stationery 600,000. Head 34, subhead 4, utility services 24,000. Head 34, subhead 6, maintenance of motor vehicles, that is 18,000 naira. So we also have below the line. These are below the line expenditure. We have salary advances, that is 24,000. Then we also have 3001 spectacle advances, that is 9,000 naira. Then you are required to prepare the monthly transcripts of accounts for August 22S, ICANN November 2011, ICANN November 2011. So, solution. Solution. Then you have the title. The name of the ministry is Federal Ministry of Mines and Power. Federal Ministry of Mines and Power. Federal Ministry of Mines and Power. Transcript of account. Transcript of accounts for the month of August 2020. For the month of August 22X. We are going to have a column for head. Then another one for subhead. Then we have description. Then we have amount. Then we have subtotal. Then finally we have total. naira and triple zeros. Then I've told you that you are going to start with your receipts. Then you start with the opening balance, which is balance brought forward. Balance brought forward. Let's go back to the question. Our opening balance brought forward from July 22s. We have bank 4.5 million, cash 7,200. So balance brought forward, we have bank, which is 4.5 million. We have cash 7,200. That is the opening balance. Then you go through the revenue details. Note 2. Revenue collected during the month. We have classification, description amount. Head 8 subhead 1. Licenses 300,000. Head 8 subhead 2. Internal revenue. That is 180,000. These two revenue falls under the same head. They are both under the same head, so that means you will need to aggregate that under the amount before transferring the total, that is 300,000 plus 180,000, which is 480,000, before transferring the total of 480,000 to subhead, because they are under the same revenue head. So we have head 8 subhead 1 and head 8 subhead 2. So we have head 8 under revenue head. So you have head 8 under subhead head 2, and that is licenses, and the amount is 300,000. Then we also have that is head subhead 1. Then we also have head 8 subhead 2, and that is internal revenue. Internal revenue, and that is 180,000. Those two falls under head 8. So you add the 300 and 180,000, that will be 480,000. Then you put that under subtotal. You put the 480,000 under subtotal. You don't need to close it to total yet. You will only close the total of all the subtotal columns to total. So after head 8, we also have head 9. Head 9 are in 2. We have subhead 1 and subhead 2. Rent on mineral licenses 18,000 and royalty on gold 12,000. You will need to aggregate the two. 18,000 plus 12,000, that is 30,000. You are going to have the 30,000 under the subtotal. Let's have head 9 subhead 1, and that is rent on mineral licenses. Rent on mineral licenses, and the amount is 18,000. Then we also have royalty on gold, head 9 subhead 2. That is royalty on gold. And that is 12,000. These are two revenue under head 9. These are the two revenue we have under head 9. So you sum it up. Then that is 30,000. You put that 30,000 under subtotal. Then you go back to the question. We have treated head 9. Then the next one is head 10, subhead 14. Cash for tenders. Cash from tenders. And that is 42,000. That is the only revenue we have under head 10. So we have head 10, subhead 14. Cash from tenders. The amount is cash from tenders 42,000. See, that is the only revenue we have under head 10. So you will also close that 42,000 to subtotal column. You close it to subtotal column. Head 11, subhead 26, and that is the only revenue we have under head 11, which is contractors registration 30,000. Head 11, subhead 26, that is contractors registrations. Contractors registration. And that amounted to 30,000. So you aggregate that, you transfer that 30,000 to subtotal, since that is the only revenue we have under head 11. Then the next one is head 12. There are two revenue we have under head 12. We have head 12 subhead 3, head 12 subhead 4. Rent on quarters junior and rent on quarters senior. So now let's have that head 12. We have head 12 subhead 3, which is rent on quarters junior, and that amounted to 10,800. Then head 12 subhead 4, which is rent on quarters senior, and that is 15,000. When you sum it up, then the total is 25,800. You close that to subtotal. That is revenue head 12. Having considered head 12 revenue, then we have below the line 2001 salary advance repayment. You know, this is repayment that was repaid. That means it is coming back into the transcript as an income. So it is below the line revenue. Then we also have 3001, which is spectacle advance repayment. These two are below the line revenue. Now let's have below the line. Below the line. Below the line revenue, we have head 2001, head 2001. Then we have head 2001 salary advance repayment. Salary advance repayment, and that is 18,000. 18,000. Then head 3001. 3001. We also have spectacle advance repayment. Spectacle advance repayment. spectacle advance repayment, and that's amounted to 6,000. That is the only revenue we have in her 3001. So the next thing, you sum up all your revenue. You sum up all your revenue, or let me aggregate the below the line. $18,000 plus 6,000. The total of below the line revenue is 24,000. Now let's sum up all our revenue. You have under subtotal column, we have 480,000 plus 30,000 plus 42,000 plus 30,000 plus 25,800 plus 24,000. The total of those revenue, that is subtotal column, is 631,800. 631,800. That is the total of subtotal. Then the opening balance bank, we have 4.5 million plus 4.5 million plus 7,200. The total revenue is 5,139,000. 5,139,000. That is the total revenue. Total revenue. 5,139,000. That is the total revenue. After revenue, you have expenditure. Expenditure. We have repayment made during the month. Head 34, subhead 1, personnel cost. Head 34, subhead 2, local transport and traveling. Head 34, subhead 3, stationery. Head 34, subhead 4, utility services. Head 34, subhead 6, maintenance of motor vehicles. All these still fall under the same revenue head, head 34. So we now have expenditure. Expenditure. That is the continuation. Expenditure. Head 34, subhead 1, and that is personnel cost. Personnel cost. Amount is 1.8 million. Then head 34, subhead 2, local transport. Subhead 2, local transport. Local transport and traveling. And that amounted to 300,000. 300,000. I'm writing it under amount alone because they fall under the same revenue head. Then head 34, subhead 3, and that is stationery. Stationery. That amounted to 600,000. Head 34, subhead 4, we have utility services. Utility services. That amounted to 24,000. Then we have head 34, subhead 6, and that is maintenance of motor vehicles. Maintenance of motor vehicles, and that is 18,000. These are revenue we have under head 34. So you now sum up all those revenue you have under head 34. The total 1.8 million plus 300,000 plus 600,000 plus 24,000 plus 18,000. The total is 2,742,000. 2,742,000. Those are the total of revenue head 34. Then we also have below the line. Below the line, we have salary advances, and we also have spectacle advance. So below the line expenditure now. Below the line expenditure. Below the line expenditure. The first one we have head 2001, and that is salary advances, and that amounted to 24,000. 24,000. Then we also have head 3001. That is spectacle advances. And that is 9,000. 9,000. 9,000. So, when you sum up all revenue, you have, all expenditure, you have, that is the total of 2,742,000 plus 24,000 plus 9,000. The total of the expenditure is 2,775,000. 2,775,000. So you now subtract the total expenditure from the total revenue. The total expenditure, you know, the total revenue, our total revenue is 5,139,000 minus the total expenditure of 2,775,000. Then you have the balance of 2 million. That is balance carried down. 2,364,000. 2,364,000. That is the balance. That is all about the preparation of monthly transcript. To search for my lecture, just type Ezikan Academy. Ezikan. To search for all my lecture, type Ezikan Academy on the search menu of your YouTube app. Then click on my page icon. Click on my page icon. Then it will take you to another page. Then click on playlist in your new page. Click on playlist, then and select the playlist of your choice. So you'll see different playlists containing the group of videos. So with that, you'll be able to access all my lectures. Thanks.